and gentlemen, the Twitch channel Japes Jr. brings you a podcast, the first ever show ever called the PlatBro podcast. It's basically a community podcast where we go ahead and discuss some awesome, wonderful things. And oh shoot, I forgot that this is 18 and over. My bad. Hold on. let me just add that little tidbit in there. Because everybody, this is something that is going to be new to y'all, but I have the liberty to curse now. Oh, with that being said, so at any rates, just to give everybody a quick history in regards to this, Kuzik Fan 1 basically wanted to start a podcast and basically wanted to throw it out there. And I was like, I was part of a podcast. I was part of a radio show. And unfortunately, I got let go from that. And so Acoustic Fan was like, yeah, we should do a podcast. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So last night I was hanging out with, what's up, Willie, Royalty? What's up? How's it going, man? So I was bringing up this idea to PlatBro Normandy. And literally we were just like vibing and stuff. And PlatBro was like, so are you interested in doing a podcast? And I'm like, I was like saying, I'm thinking about doing one. And so he was like, are you sure you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, sure. He was like, all right, let's do it tomorrow. So that was last night. So all of this was off the cuff. Literally, I just made this logo, the screen shot that you're seeing right now. Literally just made that now. And so basically this podcast was literally made off of a dare. And so now the PlatPro podcast exists. So I'm going to go ahead and get the boys in here and see what's going on. Oh, sorry. Oops. Wrong one. Yeah, wrong one. Everybody, what's up? It's
Yo.
All right, everybody. Let me introduce everyone to first things first. One of my ultimate coolest friends that I met with Knight Rider was Ijart01. I've known Ijart for 2 years now, and it's been an ultimate blessing. So Ijart01, everybody. He's awesome, that guy. He's good. Ijart?
Oh, he's playing.
He's playing right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
he's on web stream.
And so
he'll be back.
I know, right? The one guy that I could say is my true PlatBro is PlatBro Normandy. Me and Normandy played Rocket League all throughout, I think it was season 6 or season 7. What's up, boss? How's it going? Or Boa, what's up?
Boa, my guy.
Yep, he's in here. Willie is in here from the Lizard community. What's up, you awesome peeps? And so basically, me and PlatBro, we were, every season that we played Rocket League together, we were platinum. We got up to platinum in 2v2 and 3v3 with the rest of the night crew. And so he is a true PlatBro, but let's just be honest, Normandy, this podcast was basic off of a dare, right?
Yeah.
So,
dude, what I can say to that personally is that, we always throw out ideas, right? And I took it on this year for myself, being like, we can always talk about like, oh yeah, I'm planning to do this, I'm planning to do that. And I was like, well, we always get stuck in the planning phase. So I was like, why don't we just jump in and just do it? Like, why don't we just go in? So now I've kind of started to try and push that whenever I hear people being like, oh, I want to try something. And I was like, well, let's go try it then. Let's just go. Like, you just got to go with it because you can always talk about it. You can always plan it. But in your head, it's never going to feel like I'm ready to do this. It's like, we're never going to be ready. All we got to do is just do it. And then we adjust from there.
And there you go. So, and everybody, Ijart01, one of the most awesome Valorant players and streamers out here doing his thing. Ijart, what's up?
Not just chilling. What's up? What y'all talking about? Something
Oh,
about
dude. Well, we're just introducing
just
everybody.
do it. Let it happen. What?
No, all we're doing is just introducing everybody and just getting the good vibe out for everyone and just giving everyone a brief history on how this podcast came to be. Like, I literally came up with the freaking thing.
Show everybody.
Hold on. I don't know if I can show it right now because I have to exit out. Or hold on.
No, you don't.
Wait. Hold on.
Just switch scenes.
Here you go. No. Yeah, now I got it. So there you go. So I literally had to do this during like one of my breaks.
What? Dang. How much you pay for this? Dang.
No, bro, stop.
Professional.
No, it's a stop.
Oh, Boa Live. What's up, pimp?
Yo,
What's up,
What's
Boa?
cracking, the other?
What is going
Yo.
on? So yeah, so literally this was done earlier today, and I showed PlatBro Normandy like what's going on. So literally, I think it's safe to say that the reason why this is also called PlatBro Podcast is because all of us are Plat or reach Plat in our respective games. I know that Izardo 1 got past Plat in Valorant. Am I wrong or right about that or?
That's correct.
Okay, 6. So, I mean, we've reached Plat. Some of us reached Plat and went further, and some of us just stayed in Plat, like me and Normandy.
Yep.
But
We're content.
exactly. All right. Well, you know what? Real Kai Ken Shifty was supposed to be around here, I guess, but you know,
he was caught in traffic in Oakland about half an hour ago, and it'd take an hour and a half for him to get back.
oh,
So-
don't worry,
And
dude.
He was
he's
like, "I'll
he's
try and
most
join
likely
later."
gonna he's
Okay.
most likely gonna take a nap as soon as he get home.
Oh, dude, then Shifty, there's always next time. And Acoustic Fan 01, who brought this idea up, is going out tonight and having the best time with listening to live music. So Acoustic Fan, wherever you're at, hopefully you're having the best time. And don't worry, Acoustic Fan will be with me on next Friday with PlatBro Normandy. So Normandy, what do you think? Do you want to host next week's podcast, or do you want to do it here?
Well, we could do it here, or you could do acoustics.
There you go. That sounds fair. That
I mean,
sounds fair.
we gotta push up acoustic to get him affiliated already.
That's true. And hello, Tokiko. Welcome to the
Tokiko,
chat.
what's up, everybody? How's it going? Let's go.
And
Willie
a
says,
wide Willie B 999 has arrived.
that's right. When part of the lizard community, King Pink got Plat and sleeping on camera. Yeah, he did. Plat, King Pink was BA. So, fellas, the topic for today that I wanted to discuss is: have you guys heard of things called social experiments?
Yes.
Explain.
All right, so
for
basically-
those that have not.
Yeah, go ahead. So
No, for those who have not.
Okay. So social experiments are basically experiments done in public where you either test someone's friendship, you test someone's loyalty to their significant other, you test if someone's empathetic to certain folks, or you just basically just do random questions to random people just to get a feeler out of them. And so I just thought that that social experiments were in general very interesting because I always see it on YouTube, and so like I always see people interviewing people on in the public forum, and it's kind of funny that you just stop a stranger and just ask them questions, or you just perform an experiment like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and act homeless and see if someone cares about me, and then go from there. So I was like shocked at some of these because the social experiments that I was watching, I was like very shocked at the fact that some people react a certain way that they do, and then on top of that, I surely, well, how would I freaking react to that? So first things first, right off the rip, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share a scenario, like a social experiment from a YouTube channel literally called Top Notch Idiots. And so so these people do some really cool pranks, but they also do social experiments, and I'm going to put it in the chat room here. But oh shoot, messed up. There you go, paste. All right, so that is the YouTube channel for Top Notch Idiots. Go ahead and check them out. Subscribe and hit that bell for when they upload videos. But Top Notch Videos did a social experiment outside in the parking lot of a grocery store, where they literally pretended to be homeless. And so one of the actors from that YouTube channel was asking people that were leaving the grocery store if they can, if he can get some food from their bag or from their cart, or because they're hungry. And so it was kind of interesting how the certain people reacted. Like there was this one elder lady that refused to give him food and said, "I can't even feed myself. How am I going to give you food?" And so, she walks away from him, and then a guy comes up, and he's kind of, he's not very mobile. And so he's limping a little bit, but then this one of the top notch video guys goes up to him and says, "Hey man, can I get something from your bag? Or I'm kind of hungry." The dude gave out food to this dude. Like, he was empathetic. The guy was probably in his own struggles, but he literally did what he literally gave food to the YouTuber. And so what ended up happening was that the YouTuber gave the elder guy $500. $500 flat, like straight up, gave the guy money for being so empathetic to the fact that he was hungry. So fast forward a little bit, about 2 minutes in, and then all of a sudden, guess what? Guess who comes right back around? The elder lady that declined him in the first part. And so she's like, "Well, if that's the case, then I've got food here. So do I get money?" And then the guy was like, "No, you literally walked away from me. You were hella mean to me. And no, you don't get." So this is my words, not theirs. But if you really want to see that video, you definitely check it out on their YouTube channel. I have their YouTube channel on the links. But guys, I'm gonna start this off by saying what I would have done. And so first things first, when I was in college, I was a barista. And of course, we've had our fair share of unfortunate souls that would come in or stay outside, and they're hungry and stuff. So you kind of know who is legit, and you kind of know who's trying to just catch something. And so there was this one guy that would always come by, and I would always like pay for a pastry for him because we get tips and stuff. So I would pay a pastry, give him to him, because the dude was nice. The dude was legit, and he really struggled with mental health, and I would talk to him on my breaks and stuff. So I would he was literally legit, and I encouraged him to seek help, to reach out to his family and all that stuff. One day he never returned, and I hope that everything worked out well for him. But then there was some people that would be like, "Yo, okay, can I get $1 or can I get some change?" And I would, it would be down the street a little bit where this woman would ask me for money. And so I'd be like, "Okay, sure. I mean, I have some change from the tip jar that I got from working, so I'll give some change to her." Then all of a sudden, she had the audacity to ask me to buy her a sandwich with like specific situations on the sandwich, and then she was asking me to get her a soda, and then she had a grocery list, and then she was asking me to literally go in there and because I was giving her some money and stuff, and I was like, "Look, I every day." I never complained. You never complained. I'm just trying to help out with $1 or $2 here. And then you're giving me a list of what to get you. And it's like, I mean, I feel bad for your situation, and you're asking me like to get certain things for you. And it's like, why would you do that? So, I have an empathetic heart, but when I put myself in top-notch video or top-notch idiots situation where they were outside in the parking lot of a grocery store, like I was putting myself in a situation that I'm a customer that just left the store, and if I saw this guy, asking for something, and in today's day and age, I would possibly just walk by him just because of my experience with everything that I've gone through in my life, or dealing with the people that are less fortunate or homeless. Like I've seen people take advantage of that situation, and people that really need help. And so now I tend to walk by them. And this video literally, I was literally pointing out that, "Oh my gosh, dude, how dare that old lady? How dare her, to react that way?" And then all of a sudden, but here I am. I wouldn't even say a thing. So I'm like kind of ashamed at the fact that I would not acknowledge, or wouldn't even say, "I'm sorry, man, I can't help you." It kind of put me in a place like, where did my empathy go? So social experiments, you heard the situation. I want to hear from the PlatBros. So we'll start out with you, I know that you're pressed for time and stuff like that. You see a social experiment, or this social experiments like this happen. This is and you're in that situation as a customer leaving a grocery store. Like, what would you do?
That's very situational. Like, here's the thing: you have different types of people that can ask you for help. You know what I mean? You have people asking you for food. You have people asking you for money. Those that ask for money, I will most likely ignore because one, I don't know what they're going to use the money for. If they're just asking for food, I'm more than happy to give them food. You know, be like, here, if you want to eat this, go ahead. You know, and then, that's it. Like, I'm more than happy to give food out. But money, I don't know what they'll do with it.
Right. I mean,
So, like, yeah, there's many times where I've passed by people that was asking for change or something. I'm just like, and I don't carry money around, to be honest. Like this day and age, I'm just tapping my card away. So, and in fact, I really don't have any money to give out.
yeah, that's facts. I mean, we either got a credit card or we got Cash App or we got things that we point our phone to, and it scans
Exactly.
it and stuff like that. Which makes it even more dire because I feel like the homeless situation in like for instance in San Francisco, it's worse. It's really bad. And for like I mean that is actually a good point when you don't have anything to give because if you're just like you're paying with your phone. You're paying with like a scan and stuff. And so that's pretty crazy. And that was actually something really something that I wouldn't have thought about. Is so that's a good point, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, go ahead.
No, I'm just, like what, I mean, at times, do you ever feel like, oh my God, dude, like, I just passed up somebody that probably needs this. And do you ever like second think it when you do that? Cause I kind of got mad at myself for not second guessing when I, just walk by. And
Yeah, don't. I mean, okay, this might be a little hot take, but I wouldn't feel bad because here's the thing: if these guys do need help, and yes, they're asking for help, and I mean, obviously, don't ask me for money or anything. Like I said, I will most likely say no. But if you ask me for food or a little direction or something, maybe I might help you out. It's a little something out of money that I would help you out with rather than give you money.
yeah.
But if they're seeking help, they should be able to find some sort of help to be able to get them out of their situation. If not, then I wouldn't put it on them that it's their fault for being in that situation, but there are many opportunities that they can take.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that all of them can use it or take it,
Mm-hmm.
but like if they need help to do that, I'm more than happy to point them in a direction. I'll Google something up for them, be like, yo, there's a shelter over there that you can go to. There's some
Facts. Yeah.
counseling over there that you may need to go to because they're out there.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah. So we got a question for you from the chat from Tokiko Mima, and she was like saying, "So what if they had a tap to pay the homeless person? Would you transfer money to their account?"
no, definitely not. I mean, I'm worried about digital security in every way.
Yeah, no. That's also something to consider. But thank you for the good question, Toki.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Like here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, if anything aside from money, I'm more than happy to help. But if it's money related, I am gonna be like, I'm sorry, I don't got anything.
I mean, honestly, too, another thing to consider is that you could just go inside, ask them what they want to eat, and come
Yeah.
back with it if you have it. If you have it like that. So that's a dude is man, that's nice, dude. Well, PlatBro Normandy, questions in your court now. You know the scenario. You're leaving the grocery store. You see a person that's in need of some food, money, in need in general, and you're walking out and you see them and they're asking you if you can get some help. What would you do?
So for me, I'm very much about of approach, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about the way they approach me. If it's aggressive, obviously no. I feel like at that point they would be at the point of stealing it. But if they're nice, genuinely coming down, being like, "Yo, they need help," would I offer them food from my cart? No, because I'm just gonna walk them into the store and be like, "Let's go get you food." Then, like,
Mm-hmm.
I would rather do that. And to even bring it back, I was out after I did like I did. So this happened in San Diego for me. This is where I kind of noticed what I would do. I had done like a charity walk for my work at this point, and after that, we went downtown to go get brunch. We were feeling ourselves, and literally, I was walking around downtown, and there was somebody that was like, "Hey, like, I'm hungry. Can I get some food?" And I was like, "Well." just like it says, I don't carry cash on me. I don't have any of that. I'm not going to give you cash either, even if I had it. So I was like, well, if you're hungry, come with me. There's a KFC right across the street. Let's go get you food. I literally walked that guy into KFC and I was like, order what you want to feed yourself for the rest of the day. And this is like at 11 in the morning. And we went in, we ordered $40 worth of food, got his food. We sat down. I listened to his story of like why he was homeless. And it was a pretty intriguing story, you know, and not to put his situation out there, but you know, people get a job that couldn't support him paying for the rent that he had, and eventually he just ended up losing his living space. But I was able to feed him, and it was nice to hear a story about like, you know, what he was coming from. But what was interesting to me was that like during the meal, I actually ordered myself something to eat for myself, right? And this is like where I noticed that, you know, it's they're just in a different mental space, and this is totally not against them. You know, it's just, you know, you take what you can get at that point. So I had ordered myself a small like popcorn chicken, and I was like gonna grab it. He got like a bucket of chicken, like mashed potatoes, like biscuits, all the sides, and I was gonna take my popcorn chicken that I ordered for myself. So when I started to get it, he grabbed it and held it against his chest because he thought I was stealing food from him. And this is after I've already bought him food. And that's why I'm like, I feel so bad because I wasn't even going to fight him on it. Like, to me, I'm like, that's whatever. That's another $4 that I could care less about. This man is holding on to it because this is his life, and this is what he's going to add on for the rest of the day to eat, you know?
That's
So
crazy.
it was tough because, you know, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm not in the best position myself, you know, during the time. Like, I didn't have like a great paying job, but I had enough money to spend. And that's where the empathy comes in, right?
Right.
It's like I could walk away, and save my $40, or I can feed a person that was genuinely hungry and he only wanted food, and I gave him food. And it's like, am I gonna fight him for this $4 snack that I wanted? It's like, absolutely not. And so going back to the grocery parking lot thing,
Yeah.
I couldn't say, for me personally, like when I go into the grocery store, I only buy the bare minimum to make my meal, if that makes sense. I'm not a huge buyer of food in the long run. I buy literally to make how many meals that I've already planned. So if I were to give away part of it, then that means I have to go back into the grocery store anyways and replace that piece because I'm missing pieces to my meal. So it's easier for me to say, let me just put my groceries away. I'll walk you into the store. Let's go get you groceries and we'll go get you fed for the week. You know, like I'd rather do that. But once again, it all comes down to the fact, which way did they approach me? Were they aggressive? Like, or were they just genuinely like, I'm down bad and I need help?
Right. You know, like, you kind of feel bad for it because I've actually met a person that worked as a teacher, and you'd think that someone that would work in education as a teacher would make the money and the funds to live a deserved life. Like, you know, not saying
That's-
privileged, but deserved life.
No. I was like,
Oh,
sorry,
hold
man.
on.
Yeah,
Wait, I
we
gotta
can
say
all stop
something
you and be
too.
like, no.
Wait, what?
Majority of
Hold on.
teachers do not live
Majority
any
of
kind
teachers
of,
are majority of teachers are homeless. I mean, I wouldn't say homeless, but
Yeah.
they care so much more for their students than they make more money. I mean, then they make money.
Yeah.
So
The
more power
portion
to the
of-
teachers
yeah.
for what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Majority of
But-
the teachers for
yeah.
class supplies, that's out of their own pocket, and they don't
Yep.
even make much money. And the only teachers that ever get paid are tenured university professors at Ivy League colleges. That's the only time you're making six figures plus.
Oh, my bad.
As a,
I was,
as a public education teacher,
Yeah.
dude, you're making less than $30,000 a year in California.
Okay, that's what I was
Like, you
talking
make
about.
more money.
You're
at fast
teaching
food.
you're teaching
Like-
these kids to make more money in the future that they are going to be than that these teachers are never going to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're genuinely just there, right? For the human
Exactly.
growth. Like, they're just there to be like, no, we got to educate the younger generation, get them ready to go. And you know, that I feel like that is more honorable, and I feel like they should get paid as well as, you know, the medical people that are out there, because they're sitting and taking the time to give them basic education and get these people ready to live a life that could go anywhere. And those teachers have so much impact on the young generation that's why, like, look, like you talk to any of your friends that have kids that are going to school.
Hmm.
How much do your friends research if the school is good or not? You know, like how much time do they spend being like, I hope that when I put my kids through this school, they're going to run across those teachers that teach them great values, great, just being a good person, knowing that you're doing this for the right reasons.
Hmm.
Those people are taking those sacrifices and they're never appreciated for that. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, thank you. No, I mean, oh well. What I was saying is that my I would say my acquaintance is a elementary school teacher, and he was he was teaching. He got his own apartment, and the pandemic hit, and so unfortunately he had to couch surf because he couldn't afford his rent and all that, and so like you kind of feel for the people that are professionals that lose their living spaces and stuff. And it's and basically the empathy there. I mean, the connection between the whole grocery store thing and whatnot is that thank God that my friend or my acquaintance had friends that took care of him. That genuinely found his worth and helped him out. So I mean, that's just the thing. Like, I mean, I'm going to ask you this question. Like, I mean, already, I mean, you can when I told you about my situation, about my empathy, about my question about my empathy because I would walk away from that unfortunate person. What I mean, what would you say that would help us get our empathy back, or what would be a right thing to do, or do you think that there's a right thing to do rather than just walk by them?
There's no right or wrong way to do things. I mean, they're asking for help. If someone does lend them a help, good on them. I mean, like aside from the social experiment, helping out people, even if you can't help out any homeless person asking for anything, any small thing that you do for someone, be it opening a door for someone, holding a door for someone, or even helping them bring groceries to their car, be it any small thing, you're still bringing positivity to the world. Even if you may not be giving out money to homeless people. I mean, there's other ways to be kind to other people, to which then it may be transferred over to that homeless person that you skipped over.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
It's sort of like paid forward type of deal. It's like at that time, sure, you can help the guy, but maybe some guy that you help down the road, maybe help him out.
facts. That's facts. By the way, everybody that's joining us, this is the first ever show of the PlatBro podcast, and the topic that we're talking about right now is YouTubers doing social experiments. What we're talking about is a social experiment where one of the YouTubers pretended to be homeless and was seeing how empathetic and how giving people that were leaving the grocery store would be if he asked them for food. So I'll throw it to you, Plabro. Literally, I mean, I got problems with my empathy. I feel like I feel like I lost my way. But what would be something that we could like, or is there something that we could do to be empathetic in this day and age?
Um, I feel like that's very subjective because once again, just like we don't know what the homeless person's situation is, they don't know what our situation is. Just because they see us getting groceries doesn't mean that we're well off. And going to Iz's point, having that empathy, it comes down to that individual, right? How empathetic are they? Are they willing to sacrifice their own needs that will go unsung in a way and just help somebody for that one time a day? And there's a lot of variables in these social experiments that I feel like get kind of mucked with when you see it on a catered platform like YouTube, a
Mm-hmm.
catered platform where it's like you're looking at a show that is purposely testing people
Mm-hmm.
in whatever, and they don't care what the person is, like what situation there is, because how do we know that the person that they're asking food from
Mm-hmm.
and that person is like, dude, I'm in so much debt, I probably have a family to feed myself, and like we don't care, right? As a viewer, you don't care because what are you focused on? Here's an actor pretending to be homeless and I'll pay you out later. But you don't care about that other person in that moment. All you care about, are they going to do the right thing, quote unquote the right thing, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
that's where I have a problem with social experiments, where it's just like you're literally putting people on the spot when you don't know their situation. You're assuming and you're generalizing everybody that like everybody's well off because they're getting something. They're getting food. You're telling us as a viewer that this person has enough money to spare. But do they really?
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's the social experiment, right? Is
Right.
are they empathetic enough to make that sacrifice to do what they can? And then you get this feel good story later when they get to interview them later. But for the
Right.
people that say no, you're like, that person's an automatic asshole.
No,
They're
no,
gonna walk away,
you just made a
You know?
fucking you made a fucking good point, and I'm gonna swear for the first fucking time in my life because
Yeah.
it's 18 plus. So let me because here's the thing, this is content, right? YouTube is
Yeah.
content, so their
Yeah.
content is to do social experimenting, and literally seeing if we're gonna be able to show our human side and empathy. But guess what? Like, I'm pretty dang sure that that lady got more video time than other people that were involved in the experiment. And it was all because we love that drama. We love that clout chase. And that lady, I mean, let's just be honest. Some of us in our worst times, we can be like that. We can be like selfish. We can be at times very upset. We could be mad, and catch me on a bad day, and I'm not gonna talk to you, and I'm not gonna freaking acknowledge you. And so, the whole fact is that this video probably got millions of views. I didn't see the view count. My bad, but I'm just saying that I mean, for clout chasing content and for belittling the people that didn't do things the right way and elevating the ones that did the right thing. I mean, it's a good freaking point, dude. So right on,
Yeah.
PlatBro.
No, because so I've seen other social experiments where they do go back and they're like, hey, this was a video, and just to let you know, like we were just trying to see, and then they actually interview the other people, so they actually well, quote unquote, clear the name of the people that just said no immediately, and then they get to tell their story. So then I feel like that's more the empathy. That's where I have a problem with these like posted social experiment videos, because these videos are catered to show the God, how do I say it? Like the unicorn out of the freaking public, right? Like they want to show like, oh, here's good on good on good, and then they don't take the time to be like, well, just like you said, if someone's having a bad day, like they could have been that unicorn, but guess what? They were just in a bad mood. They weren't empathetic to that person, So I was like, what kind of social experiment is this? Like where you're just weeding out people that just don't make the content for you, like where you can't edit it correctly, where it's gonna look good and you're gonna get the views, like. The problem with social experiments like this, where you're recording it, that just shows to me that you're only looking, your main objective is content. Your main objective isn't to actually show the human empathy or anything like that. What you're doing is you're doing it for views. So
Yeah.
if you really are trying to make a stand, you're really trying to, just test and bless people with like money if they actually say yes. Like if you're going to give $500 to that other guy that, was willing to give food from his cart. Cool. You don't need to record it, but you're recording it because you're doing it for views.
Facts.
You're not doing it just because you're like, oh, I'm going to bless people that are actually good. No, you're blessing people if they fit your content and they show up and then it makes a good video. And then you're going to get views and you're going to get paid. And it's an unfortunate cycle that where the empathy is gone. Don't feel like your empathy is gone. The empathy is gone when you watch videos like this because that's literally what they're doing. They're there for money. They're getting paid because they're going to get the views. They're not doing it just because they're making good content. No, they're getting paid for this content.
PlatBro said, "Don't watch that trash." Go ahead, Iz.
On that note, Norman, there are reverse. I don't know how do you call this. There was I don't know. There's a bunch. I don't know who this guy was. Anyways, I just saw one TikTok, whatever it got. Anyways, let me explain it. He recorded it and he saw someone he thought needed help. So they went over and gave him some help and recorded it and, put a little TikTok. Oh, I helped this person. Anyways, some news people caught up to this person and like that got help randomly. And they were like, how did you feel about this? You're like, I did not like it. I felt like I was, a person that couldn't, help myself or anything, I was like, there are those situations too. Like these people are literally just recording it just for content in which they're not really caring what these other people, that they recorded, how they feel. to
Right.
what Norman was saying. Like, what if the
Yeah.
person that walked away? What if they were just having a bad day? And like, I mean, that conversation afterwards is really more important than the
Yeah.
content itself.
You know what's funny is that if the lady found out that this was on, like, let's say that the lady didn't know that she was on this YouTube video that has like millions of views, like, can she could sue them, right? For slander or something. Like, she could
I
say,
mean,
you didn't catch the last
yeah.
part where I had to tell you why, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, could she actually like press charges? Like, I don't know,
I don't
but
I don't think she could actually
I don't-
press charges, but I mean that does go to the fact of right, like social media, right?
Right.
Social media is like the Wild West. You can paint a picture so bad about somebody just from one recorded clip that goes viral, and that person has no way to defend themselves because guess what? The internet's really shallow. We look at one clip and we're like, that's the truth, and that's it. We don't care to follow up on it, right?
right.
It is what it is. And yeah, dude, like going back to what Iz was talking about, like is it's literally that, like where it 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 bothers me personally. It's like it's nice to see these things, but there is a TikToker that I found that helps Mexican street vendors. Because these people are trying to grind, but he doesn't come up to them with a social experiment being like, oh, if you do this, then I'll pay you. Like he doesn't have conditions like that. What he does is that he gives them the opportunity of like, you just need exposure because what you're putting out is good food already. So I just want to boost it. So he's using his platform in a positive manner where it's just like, all right, I'm going to pay for your tacos for the next hour, but can I advertise free tacos? Because I want everybody in this neighborhood to know that you're here all the time and you serve these tacos. So I want to boost your popularity in this neighborhood. So what he does is that he takes it. He's like, I'll pay for all the tacos for the next hour. He goes out himself and he advertises free tacos. He gets the line popping until the point where that food vendor is out of food. And then at the end, he gives them, the payment for all the food. On top of that, he gives them that tip. He's like, here's an extra $500 to $1,000 just because I wanted to help you guys out. And what that does to me is like, that's a positive mark where it's just like everybody that does regularly doing their own daily lives sees that taco vendor and they just look at it and they're like, this is great. The tacos were amazing. They're only $4 for 3 tacos. And I can go back there because I know the quality already. I had it for free. Because how often do we look at a vendor on the street and we're like, whatever.
Facts.
Like it could be good.
Yeah.
But we walk away, right?
Like at the Giants game. Starts with the
Yeah.
Giants game, right?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
I want to break that down because that's actually really good. Because here's the thing:
Mm-hmm.
he's recording and getting people's like what first experience, first impression of the food, and obviously yes, it's free. But I'm not sure if he's like saying, oh yeah, I bought this guy. He's not completely saying that over and over.
Yeah.
No, he's first off, he's giving them free advertisement first, and obviously we know he's going to make more money off the video than what he paid for the food or whatever. But that's aside
Yeah.
of the point, because like he's reinvesting that money back into these street vendors. It doesn't matter how much money he's making off of it. Sure, he
Yeah.
makes some sort of profit, but he puts more back into the content to which he gives back to the street vendors, in which publicity, people get free food, and plus goes back to the homeless. Let's say there's a homeless dude around, gets free food, and he does indirectly helps that person too.
So basically, what you both are telling me is that I should watch feel good social experiments and not mess with the the sketchy ones that are going to test my empathy. Is basically what you're saying.
I feel like you always have to take it with a grain of salt. Whatever you watch on the internet is always catered to a certain extent. Anything that's published on YouTube is catered to a certain degree, and you have to be able to take a step back and actually really look at the content. Like, are these people actually helping, or are they just like doing it for the content?
Right.
Because those people in the parking lot, like, that YouTube link that you dropped, if the only thing that they're doing is that they're testing people in the middle of a parking lot that are just finished grocery shopping, could have had a long day at work, exhausted, and it's just like, do you got food? No? Then you're a bad guy. Do you got food? Yes. Then you're a good guy, and then we'll blow it up and give you money. Like, what are they actually doing for the community in that point, outside of just being like, here's a setup scenario where, this could happen. But it's like, I'll be honest, for the 36 years I've been alive, I've never had a homeless person come up to me in the grocery parking lot after I've bought food, asking for food from my cart. That's not a realistic scenario. Like,
That is
those
not.
people.
I did have an issue with the way that he was asking, "Can I have food from your cart?" No, bro. I would just be like, "Can I have food?" And just be chill like that. But I mean, that's aside from the point. It was a weird question, but aside the point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the scenario isn't realistic enough to me where I'm like, those people, they're not sitting in the parking lot hounding you down as you go to your car. Because once again, what do you usually do when somebody's hounding you to your car? Now you're on the defense because you're like, dude, what if this person tries to attack me? Or like, your significant other. What if they're trying to attack your significant other by following them to their car? There's a bunch of stuff that adds on to that. And these content creators don't even account for that. They're like, oh no, they're just terrible people. I was like, I'm sorry. Why don't we put it this way? You're a female that just went to grocery shopping. It's 8 o'clock at night. It's dark in the parking lot. The parking lot's not the best lit. And you have somebody following you to your car asking for food. You're like, they're just delaying you to there. And like, you don't know if there's other people around that person, like that you put that person in a dangerous situation and you're asking them to be empathetic.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense to me. And I was like, that's why I have a hard time with a lot of these social experiments where I'm like, you're not taking into account the person that you're trying to socially experiment.
Facts.
It's not fair to them.
Facts.
It really isn't.
Dude, well, everybody, if you're joining us, we are. This is our first ever PlatBro podcast with Hot Asian Seeking Men, aka Ijardo One, and PlatBro Normandy. Let me give some shout outs real quick to Hot Asian Seeking Men, and here we go. Let me just do this real quick. Beak. All right.
Going off what Norman said, Japes, literally, he kind of gave you a reason to not feel bad for skipping out on some people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because like you said, you are in your different situations. You may not be at the best. Some people asking for things that you may not trust them in the way that they ask you. It's always situational. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's also another reason why I don't give the homeless or anyone asking for money. There are some people that make full-time jobs out of being homeless, and all they do is just ask for money. And next they'll walk down a mile to their car and drive back to their house and be like, yeah, I made money.
Thank you, Iz. I really appreciate that. Well, honestly, guys, I got another social experiment to bring to your attention before we end the show.
Already?
No, I got another one. This one comes from the YouTube channel UDY, and let me run this scenario by you. And by the way, everybody, if you want to go ahead and check them out, this is their link to their YouTube channel, and also subscribe to them as well as subscribe, hit that bell, support if you want to. So on this YouTube channel, UDY, they do a social experiment with a woman that has a boyfriend. And so she wanted to do a social experiment to test the loyalty of her man. So basically, they would have like an attractive lady come into the room, flirt with the guy, and she would have to watch that happen. Now, I'm in a relationship with Lady Alice, and I feel that if I was put in a situation where I was going to be alone in a room with a flirty girl, and if I don't move because I don't want to be rude, or if I maybe I will move because I don't want to be totally rude, but at the same time, it's like you have a flirting girl in the room. I have Lady Alice as a girlfriend, and this girl's flirting with me, and I probably in the public eye on this video, I will not do something that is going to be accepted by the public. Like the public is like, oh my God, he's such a bad boyfriend. Why would he just let this girl mess with him and this and that? And so what bothers me is that there's a social experiment that tests your loyalty to your significant other, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I'm sorry, are you fucking kidding me? Like it's literally like a horse shit that there's an experiment that would test the loyalty of your significant other. It's like it's a breach of trust, and it's like I feel I was like when I was watching this, I was like, okay, I'm the fucking first of all, if I was the girl that put this idea into my head that I'm gonna have UDY do a social experiment on my boyfriend, why would I want to expose my boyfriend if he does fail? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to expose him to for clout and for views. Like, we're gonna see this. We're gonna see my boyfriend act a fool, and now he's going to be put on the internet for everyone to see that he's a fucking dick. And
All
so,
right,
yeah, go ahead, Is.
I want to put this because then here's the thing: we're just talking about making content, and are we just focused on making content in the social media, social experience thing, or are we also looking outside of the social experience? Let's just say that your girlfriend really did try to give you, like Jason, the mom of Jacob said, it's entrapment. She tries to set up this situation to where she'll test you on that without obviously recording it or anything, but she just wants to test you. Are we also talking about those situations as well?
Well, I mean, like, for instance, from what I gather about social experiments, is that it's now content. Like, social experiments are now content. Like, there's no for this one. If you're from what I gather is that if you do this kind of experiment, quote unquote, you're putting it on a channel. It's content. This is what social experiments are now. And so what I'm confused at is that why would you put your boyfriend in or why would you put your significant other in a position where they literally may fail and they literally will succeed?
Ooh, sorry.
No, no, no.
I don't mean to interrupt, but so from my point of view, from the moment you explained the scenario, and even going back to what Tokiko was saying, like, those are annoying. How insecure is she to do that to her man? It's a scenario that you're setting them up to fail. You know, like, the fact that your significant other is setting you up to fail is the experiment, right? She wants to know what's your breaking point, and that's insecurity to me, because you're talking about these experiments that these are extremes. Like, these are like outliers of a scenario where somebody's going to be like, dude, I'm ready to suck some privates, you know?
Mhm.
Like, that's not what happens.
Wow.
Like, nobody walks around being like, I'm in a room with another girl. It's like, oh, guess what? Now she's ready to suck it just because we're the only people in this room. That's not how it works, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm like, once again, man, like, I have to watch these with a grain of salt, where I'm like, that's unrealistic. I'm not going to be in a waiting room in a hospital, and then some girl's going to be in the waiting room with me, and she's like, "Ooh, he looks kind of good. I should probably suck him off in the waiting
Okay,
room."
first of all,
You know, like,
no,
that's
it's
basically what it comes
flirting.
down to,
All
right?
right, no one's giving anyone
Like-
blowjobs. No one's giving. No, hold
I
on.
mean, but
It's flirting
that's to the
and getting to
Yeah,
like,
but
you know,
that's
yeah.
that's the extent, right? Because what that significant other is that set up the scenario is like, they just want to find one thing wrong that they think is wrong to them, and then that's cheating. That is not, like, what are they doing? Because there are flirty people out there. That happens. But yes, you want to see, like, you know, how does your significant other handle it in that scenario? That's totally fine.
Is it
And
cheating that he would give, or that person would give their phone number to that flirting girl? Would it be cheating?
to me, I don't know if I would say yes, because for me personally, like, if I'm in a committed relationship, I'm
Sure.
happy with my partner.
Right.
I have no reason to give my number to some stranger that was flirting with me. That doesn't make sense. Like, to me, I'm like, yes, that's where the social experiment ends. You know, like, that's it. But
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those things where I'm just like, dude, those are extreme scenarios, because that actress is going to keep pushing the limit, right? Like, and guess what? We're going to keep watching a video that just keeps escalating with no context. We're just going to see, like, oh, they did one flirty thing where it's like, oh, they said hi, they said what's up. But then could we all not say that that's just regular conversation in a
Right.
room? You know? And then at what point do you consider it just flirty? And it's just like, how did they edit the video to make it look flirty? What did the guy do? Did they focus on a twitch or a tick? Did he not text? It's like, why didn't you text me right away when somebody was trying to hit on you in the room? It's like, that's not the first reaction from anybody, where it's like, oh, let me get on my phone and tell my significant other that somebody was talking to me in a flirtatious way. Like, is that your first reaction? It's like, no, because what do you do personally is that you usually diffuse the situation if you're comfortable in your relationship and be like, no, like, I'm good, I'm taken. Hey, like, you can keep to yourself. You
Gotcha.
know, and that's why I'm like, I have to be like, yo, pump the brakes. But yeah, go ahead, man.
No,
Like,
no,
that's where I'm like,
No,
me personally.
you're perfectly fine, my friend. Like, I really think that, well, one, I mean, you're totally hitting points, and that's key. But the thing, Here's what I want to do. You put yourself in that situation where you're the guy or you're the other person, the person that's having the social experiment done to them. Like after you, okay, whether it was a successful one or not, what if like you were really loyal and you showed that, cool, or you fail and you give you the number and you kiss her or stuff like that, bad,
Oh,
right?
okay.
No, hold on, wait, no, so
You're literally saying that's cheating, bro.
no,
What the
okay.
hell, man?
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. You could either go good with where you're protecting your relationship, not do nothing, and respect your relationship, don't do anything with the girl, or you do it badly and you kiss the girl or you give their number. What I'm asking now is that if you were the person that this social experiment was done on, what trust would you have, or how would you feel about your significant other after the fact?
I'll let Iz answer first.
Okay, go ahead. Is
I'm sorry. Hold on. What was ask the question again?
so basically you're the person that the social experiment was done on. You're the one that the woman had flirted with you, and you either did it well and you succeeded in being a good man, or you failed flat and you became a scumbag. What would your reaction be to your girlfriend if she did this to you?
Well, one, she caught me red-handed. Two, I'd be pissed off at her and be like, hey, yeah. Like I said, if she caught me doing something bad, yeah, she caught me
just
red-handed.
admitted it.
No, look, yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna look, I'm putting in the worst scenario right
Oh,
now.
shit,
She caught
yeah.
me. That's fine. But at the same time, why would I be with a girl that's putting me in this situation? You know what I mean?
Right. So
So like at that point, I'm pretty much done. I'm just like, yo, we're done. I fucked up. You fucked up. We're gonna call it here. I don't think we're gonna go any further. But if I do succeed, I'll be pissed off at her if she ever does come at me and be like, yo, you're putting me in a situation that is meant for someone to fail. And luckily for you, I passed. But that isn't cool at all to be testing me like that. When that is insecure for you to be thinking that I'll be messing around with somebody else.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, why you're okay? I get you're a fan of this YouTube clout chasing thing that does clout chasing social experiments, but you would say, oh my god, I'm gonna reach out to them and I want to get paid to have the social experiment done on my boyfriend. And it just boggles my mind that someone would think that that's a good idea. And Jacob Zwami says, I would do that. As a married individual, I would tell my spouse because I'm trustworthy. See, that's a thing. And it's like we're all, we're a clout chasing, we're a clout chasing society now. And it's like we're all doing we're doing some badass stuff to each other, and we're not realizing it. And now it's social experiments for views and all that stuff, and it's crazy. So it's nuts, man. Like, so thank you. That was good. That was.
I mean, dude. Okay, so I want to address what Jacob's mommy said because I respect that. Like that's their relationship. They're able to communicate that. Like they're able to communicate every little thing that happens, and that's how they work. And mad respect because that's what they do. That's what they want to do. That's great. For me personally, I don't feel like I need to do that where I was like, I'll tell you later. I don't need to tell you as it's happening because guess what? I know I'm going to pass. I'm going to walk away from it, but I got to tell you, I was like, this is a weird ass scenario that I just got put into, and I'll explain the whole thing. I have no problems like talking about it, So I'm just like, dude, good on you. Cause I was like, that's the thing, right? Like when we watch these videos, we're having some kind of generic scenario that every relationship is the same. It's not. Every relationship deals with the way that they deal with in different ways, and we got to respect that. And when you take a blind eye to these videos and you're just like, oh, that's how it should work, that's where we all fall into the cycle being like, oh, all relationships are toxic, right? Because it's gonna fail somewhere. Because what are we watching? We're watching videos to fail a relationship. Like it becomes that thing where it makes it hard. Okay, I'm a single guy in my mid-30s. I feel like dating nowadays is way harder because this is the kind of content that all the younger generation watches, and this is what they're unconsciously putting into their brain, being like, well, I'm going to put my significant other into a terrible situation, and he's not going to be mad because I was just doing it for a test. I was like, no, I'll be pissed, because I was like, you literally contacted a YouTube channel to put me in this situation and record it and see what I did. That means that you never had trusted me on my own when we're not together. Like, that's all it shows me personally, is that like you didn't have the trust that I was going to be okay and take care of it and actually, show that, hey, I'm in a committed relationship. So, yeah.
You daughter of a bitch. Just kidding. I'm sorry. That should not have come out that
like
way.
I said, it'd be done. I'm like, you put me in this situation. That's not cool. We have issues to talk about now.
Hey, but I just want to say, Real Kai Ken is on totally on it. Everybody, like he's with you. And he was like saying that if the significant other putting their significant other in that situation already fucked up the trust, it should be done at that point. So I agree with that. I think that there's no recovery. Like there's no recovery about that, and it's like, for you to even think that your significant other is cheating, that you might want to look at yourself in the mirror, because you're probably marrying your own intentions, and you're like, okay, well, first of all, like, I'm gonna be really awesomely honest right now. I'm so comfortable in my current relationship that I just told Lady Alice, like, hey, you know what? If you think a guy is cute, and and you're with your girlfriends and you're saying that, keep it to your girl talk. Keep it there. I don't need to know it, because I know that men and women think that you're very beautiful. So I don't need to know that a guy hit on you. I don't need to know that. All I need you to do is just keep me protected. Keep my name in your mouth when you're like, oh yeah, I have a boyfriend and da da da. I do the same for Lady Alice. Like I always talk to ladies and stuff like that, and I just let them know that I got a girlfriend and stuff, and it helps out a lot in the fact that we laid down that trust a long time ago. And we never broke that, and it's hard to be faithful. It really is, because Lady Alice had opportunities, I had opportunities, but it's just like it's very difficult, and especially in this day and age where we are exposed to so much media. We're exposed to so much more than what people in the 1900s were exposed to. Like literally sending a letter to a lover will literally take a year to get there. Now it's like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
5
It
seconds.
was easier to hide infidelity back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And so
sending pigeon mail to your lover, affair.
Oh man, can you imagine that, dude? You for 7 months you're playing mind games with yourself.
Your spouse has to get that pigeon down.
Oh man, dude.
Nowadays they'd be like, "Let me see your phone," and they'd be like, "Oh, girl, don't look at my research history, there, girl."
Oh, man.
That was another okay. So that was no. So that was another social. No, that was another social experiment. That but dude, I didn't bring it up because I know you're pressed for time. But like, there was a social experiment where this guy was asking, hey, he was asking this gentleman, hey, I'm doing a social experiment. You wanna join? And he was like, sure. So the guy asked this dude to ask his lady for her phone, and so that they could look at it and scroll through it. And so the lady was reluctant on giving her phone up, because there were certain things in it, and she was giving excuse after excuse after excuse. I wish I had the name of the YouTuber. I wish I had the channel, and I'm so sorry. I'm going off of straight clout content. Like this was clout, and can you imagine, yo? Like you'll walk into a place, and then they're like, yo, I'm doing a social experiment and testing, if your significant other is faithful, and then we're gonna look at their phone, and then you're just like, all right, I'll do that. It's like, come on, bro, that's crazy talk, dude. So I don't know, man. That's nuts to me, and all that. But honestly, everybody, this is the first ever PlatBro podcast. We're going to be holding many more of these on Fridays, 6 o'clock. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, let me know. And if you and what this PlatBro podcast is going to be a community podcast. So the streamers in our immediate community are going to be hosting this. So next podcast is going to be 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it's going to be held on, and we're trying to debate on where that will be. So if I find out if we're going to do it on Acoustic Fennel 1's channel, or if we're going to do it on PlatBro's channel, or if we're going Normandy, I mean, or if Hot Asian Sick Men, are you going to be free Friday?
I'll keep you up to date.
Got it. Okay, so and we'll see if Normandy wants to host the next one, or if we want to go ahead and keep it on mine for just another week. But I really do hope everybody enjoyed themselves, and I know PlatBro had to go, but did you have fun? Did you like it? And is gone. All right, everybody. If you did enjoy this is basically, like I told everyone in my other streams when I'm gaming and stuff. I used to be was a radio show host, and I lost my job before the pandemic. And long story short, the radio station moved on, and my successor was literally my teammate. And I felt hurt, and I didn't want to do radio shows no more. I didn't want to do podcasts until Acoustic Fennel 1 said, "Yo, let's do this." So, Tokiko, this is Friday night. That's why we're doing topics like this. I know that's why it's 18 plus, and stuff like that. But and I'm just vibing it and doing it, and I'm super glad that y'all are here. Anyways, everybody, that is going to be the podcast. I am so thankful and blessed that each and every one of you hung out and hopefully you had a good time. My name is Japes Jr. The participants of this beautiful show was Isart01, aka Hot Asian Seeking Men, and PlatBro Normandy. So both of these wonderful gentlemen are away on the mic now. So I'm going to go ahead and raid out.
No, we're back.
Oh no, he's back. Anuptosaurus, he's back. No, so that was it. And PlatBro, I'm just I'm ending the little stream and the podcast here. It was only gonna be an hour because I know that Isart has somewhere to go. In plans, and I've got plans.
It's okay.
But
you don't need to end it on my accord. You know what I mean?
No, I actually have to go. I literally have to go.
Okay, there's the real reason.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but I
thought you were putting the blame on me. You know what I mean? I'm just
I was just trying to, throw it out there. I was just trying to social experiment. Yeah, I was trying to social experiment myself and see if you could, take that little fishing line and take it from me, but you didn't. You're smart. There. Hot Asian Sick Men. You're a smart man. You're a smart man. But
it was fun, guys. I hope we do this again.
We will do it again, and I really do hope everybody had fun. Seriously. But Hot Asian Sick Men, do you want to say anything before we end the stream? He's gone.
No, but
all right.
I don't have anything, but maybe in the future, maybe.
Yeah, and PlatBro Normandy. Is there anything that you want to say to this wonderful audience that stuck around and hung around for us for an hour?
No, this is great. Actually, what I'd like to do is because I like the chat being able to, drop questions while we're live during a podcast. So I feel like we need to start trying to carve a little bit where we can address the comments because, they're in the conversation with us.
Facts.
And outside of us just talking about our opinions, I would like to be able to interact more with, the chat that's, part of the conversation because they're live hearing this also and they want to throw in their 2 cents. So yeah,
okay.
I'd love to keep doing this.
Okay, this was a pilot, so all right. Look, you're DDTing me now, buddy. Like, brother, you're literally freaking punching me in the face. But no, I'm kidding. No, you mean like I was trying to bring up points when the points came up and stuff like that, and I was kind of like chatting with them as we were talking. And so, but I think that it's correct. So everybody be alert. PlatBro is going to ask you questions. So just letting you know.
Because my thing is that, dude, I'm a devil's advocate. I love to get multiple views on on one subject. Because outside of us three that are here, like I'd like to hear, like Jacob's mommy brought up a good bunch of good points, and
Yeah, she
she's already
did.
married and
Yep, she did.
has been in that situation for a long time. So she has a different set of like values and trust with her partner.
Yep.
That's great insight that I wouldn't know because I'm a single guy. So it's like, please let me know so that I'm more educated when I get into my next relationship and I can
Right.
be that better partner. So it's always learning, it's always adapting, it's always like broadening your perspective is what I want to see from this podcast, because everybody that's here, we're there to broaden our perspective. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to agree with every opinion that's thrown out here, but at least you can hear it from the other side being like, oh, that's why they see it that way or something like that, and it just
Facts.
reinforces whatever views that you have on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I like it.
Facts, dude. Well, it's a podcast in motion, and we definitely I'm gonna definitely learn and evolve and move on for that. But dude, PlatBro, seriously, questions to the chat would be amazing. And you already got a good friend in Jacob's mommy, apparently. So, Jacob's
Yeah.
mommy says, "Keep it up, guys. I would like to see where this goes." So,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you very much, PlatBro, for your awesomeness. Everybody, take care and have a great motherfucking weekend. Because now I could fucking swear because it's 18 and
Yeah.
plus. So you could shit on my fucking parade, but I will fucking diarrhea in your fucking garden. Not yours, Tokiko, but, someone else's garden. But anyway,
Dude, you're just really bad at profanity.
yeah, I really am, ain't I?
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard. Do you hear it?
I think you need to up that game, bro.
Do you hear that? Do you hear me fucking trying to swear, dude? All I know is fucking. This is fucking stupid. Fucking fuck. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
no, man, we'll work on
He's
that.
like a
Fuck.
kid that's learned profanities and he's just using them out of context
Yeah.
everywhere.
That's facts, dude. Okay. Well, you know what? On that note, my wonderful Plat Bros. All right, everybody. That is the first show of the PlatBro podcast. We're going to raid out to my favorite podcaster, Reservoir, who is part of the Lizards of Love for my boss, Zicky Dice, Impact Star Wrestler on ZDTV. So, everybody, please take care and have a great night. And again, thank you to Israel01, aka Hot Asian Sick Man, and Normandy. My name is Japes Jr. Have a great night, y'all.
All right, let's boys. Good talk.
That is such a clean sign off.
Dude,